The Mustang Morning News is a public forum for student expression. Students make all content decisions, and opinions do not necessarily represent those of the Manhattan Beach Unified School District.
Writings and class assignments are gaining traction as AI starts to make its way into the classroom.
And we look into how restaurants are adapting to outdoor seating being removed.
This is the Mustang Morning News. Welcome to the Mustang Morning News. I'm Kyle Farrell.
And I'm Vivian Watson. Get ready to test your knowledge with the Costa Quiz.
Here's how it works. Go to our Instagram story at Mustang Morning News and respond with your name, your teacher's name, and your answer to today's question for a chance to win a shout out for you and your class.
Here's today's question. How many users did ChatGPT have during the first week it launched? Was it A, 60,000, B, 80,000, C, 1 million, or D, 2 million? Think you know the answer? Submit it through the response box on our Instagram story now at Mustang Morning News.
Students are all too familiar with writing essays. Now, teachers are using time writing to compete against the new development of AI technology. Vivian Watson and Mac Bender find the future of what essays will be like.
With the introduction of free, easily accessible AI writing services, English classes, and any courses requiring writing simply are not as cheat-proof as they once were.
And we want to teach writing as an extension of critical thinking, as well as its own skill in itself. And if the ChatGPT is doing that, then we don't know what it is we're teaching kids anymore.
One solution is timed, in-class writings without access to the internet.
So what a lot of us have been doing now is timed writings, because if it's just, your own brain, your book, and your pencil, you can't really cheat off of that. So that's been the best way of assessing writing right now.
With finals approaching, should students expect a traditional take-home essay to be scrapped?
It's one of the Common Core standards, right, that students are writing in time settings. But what worries me about that is that to write a timed essay is almost always a formulaic essay.
According to the National Library of Medicine, time-limited tests are less valid and inclusive, especially towards those with 504 or IEE plans that allow certain students additional time and resources to work. In a survey of over 100 students on campus, we asked students if they believe timed writings effectively showed their true skills and talents. 83% said no. 85% of students also said they'd rather have a take-home essay than a timed write.
If teachers are only working within the constraints of a timed writing setting, it's really going to limit the possibilities for their students.
No matter what your finals looks like this year, expect the advancement of technology to continue changing the way we learn and teach. For the Mustang Morning News, this is Mac Bender and Vivian Watson.
Eating outside was essential during the pandemic, but now cities want to take that away. Kyle Farrell and Keel Hall reveal what the community and restaurants learn from outdoor dining.
So during the pandemic, cities like Manhattan Beach and Hermosa Beach allowed restaurants to temporarily expand their seating options onto the sidewalks and streets. But with the pandemic winding down and indoor restrictions lifted, the city saw no need to extend the outdoor dining.
That was the best use of that space, was again parking spaces and not restaurant space anymore.
At its peak, over 100 parking spaces were taken up, which is roughly 10,700 square feet. As of February this year, 57 parking spaces were returned to the public.
There might be environmental impacts because it may be, blocking drainage, or it might be impacting some kind of other environmental thing.
According to the city, the temporary program resulted in many challenges, such as an impact in residential quality of life, increased congestion in traffic, additional sanitation, and deferred street repairs and storm drain keep-up.
Somebody who lives here, who lives right in town, it's immensely better from a traffic perspective. It's always been very hard for us to pull out of our house and to turn right, especially right here where we live.
When restaurants were required to shut down due to COVID protocols, it hurt their businesses a lot. The temporary outdoor dining gave the restaurants an opportunity to stay open during the pandemic.
Outdoor dining essentially saved our businesses.
Since the temporary decks opened, they noticed a variety of new customers coming from downtown Los Angeles just to eat on the decks.
New group of people that love to be able to come and watch the sunsets while eating pretty much in the street.
The city is currently working with the Outdoor Dining Task Force to create a permanent plan for outdoor seating. One option that they're considering is the use of public transportation system that would eliminate the need for parking.
We are talking to some people about creating a local electric shuttle service. And so that would be great if we could do that. And then people could park somewhere else and come into downtown, do their shopping or dining, and then they could take the shuttle back again.
For the Mustang Morning News, this is Kyle Farrell in Keel Hall.
We have the answer to today's Costa Quiz. The question was, how many users did ChatGPT have during the first week it launched? The answer is C. ChatGPT had 1 million users the first week it launched. According to Reuters, the platform then went on to gain 10 million unique users in its first 2 months. Congrats to the winner, who has been announced on our Instagram story.
Recently, teachers in the LA School District have gone on strike over wages and work conditions. MUSD now is in contract talks with their teachers to gain some resistance. Zoe Fan and Nate Inouye find out why teachers are closing their doors at lunch.
Last year, contracts for teachers ended after the 2021-2022 term, starting negotiations for a new contract. According to the 1975 ROTA Act, the school board and union must review the terms of the existing agreement at least once every 3 years. The negotiations determine salaries, benefits, hours, calendars, and aspects of working conditions. Problems and issues can also be discussed during the period of the contract. Contract negotiations can last from a few months up to a full school year, allowing time for each party to offer and talk about different terms of their contracts. Recently, you might have noticed that teachers have been closing their doors during lunch. While teachers are contracted to work during class time, they are allowed breaks in the form of nutrition and lunch. During these breaks, teachers are not required to open their classrooms to students for clubs or open study. Despite this, many teachers do welcome students into their classrooms, providing them with a place to stay and eat. But for the last few months, teachers have started to close their doors.
If the district is showing that they value the teachers, they're more likely to be opening up the doors and eating while students are in there, and as opposed to if the district doesn't show that the teachers are being valued. If we're being shown that we're not being valued, then we stop doing the things that we don't have to do.
The district declined to comment due to ongoing negotiations. In addition to teacher negotiations, the MBUSD school district also underwent contract negotiations with the California Schools Employees Association, the union representing MBUSD's classified employees like maintenance, custodians, or food service workers. The parties agreed to a 5% increase on the salary schedule and one-time compensation that is 1% of each employee's salary earned during the 2022-2023 fiscal year. For the Mustang Morning News, this was Zoe Fan and Nathan Inouye.
That's all for today's show. Make sure to check out our Instagram at Mustang Morning News to see the What Now going up on Friday.
Thanks for watching, Mustangs, and have a great day.